Today I have this fire alarm horn that I'm going to be installing. But this install is going to be a little bit different than usual because it's not going to be on a fire alarm system like you would normally find one of these. This one instead is going to be installed here on this electric scooter I've got. And well, I've already got one, but I wanted more. So let me go over what I've got here and what we're going to be doing. I didn't make a video on the first horn I installed on my scooter because I figured it wouldn't be that interesting. But then once people saw that I had this on my scooter, everybody asked questions, so that's why for today, for this video, I'm going to be showing it. So this is my electric scooter here, and I installed this 24 volt rechargeable battery pack. It does have 24 volt output, which is what I mostly use, but it also does have 12 volt. And a USB output, which I can use for charging my phone. I'll turn this on down here. So, aside from the horn, this also powers my lights. I've got these two floodlights down here mounted on a piece of unistrut. And up top I have more of a spotlight. That's controlled with this handlebar switch. And on the other side here, I have this momentary switch. That's my horn switch. If I hit that, you can see that turns on my horn. Which it's kind of loud. It's pretty loud. It's advanced on high volume, but I want it louder. So the current alarm slash horn that I have is, as you can see and hear, a System Sensor Spectral Alert Advanced. This is a horn only, and it kind of needs to be a horn only, because I don't need the strobe, but also the horns have the option for the coded option. Which, long story short, coded just means it's not looking for a sync protocol. It'll come on and off with its power source. You might think that coded and continuous are the same, because they would sound pretty similar, but there is some differences. I actually did a full video on that once. With that said, let's talk about the horn I'm going to be installing today. This one is a EST Integrity, or EST Edwards, whatever. This is an Integrity horn only. This is a different model than the one I had before. I say before because I actually already had one of these installed on the scooter in addition to the Advanced. It was a different model than this one. It was gray, and the back of it looked different. The back of it stuck out quite a bit more. I'm thinking it was an older design, as this one also has a few more options which the other one didn't have. I'll talk about those later. But what happened is I was trying to take the thing apart to find a better way to mount it, and I broke the thing in the process of taking it apart. This one I'm not going to take apart, because with the last one I took it off this whole red front plate and just had it mounted, which worked fine, but this one I'm going to actually mount on a box and do things a little bit differently. These horns I quite like because they are rated for indoor-outdoor, as well as having a pretty loud, aren't a mechanical horn per se, but they do have sort of that more aggressive tone that they do. Not quite to the same degree. I'm not sure what this horn's considered, as it does seem to have a different speaker inside than what you'd find in this, where it's just a plastic sort of piezo. These, at least it seems like it with the last one I took apart, actually has a metal diaphragm inside that vibrates around. So I don't know, it's kind of halfway in between a piezo and a mechanical horn. I'm not sure what it'd be considered. So let me do a little demonstration on this. This is left as factory, how you would get it. Very loud horn. And it is kind of directional. You hear it a lot more when it's facing towards. So that was temp 3 high. You can pull out this jumper to make it low volume, which I'll actually just pull it out when it's on so you can hear the difference. And this jumper here, we're going to be taking out and leaving it out, as that's the continuous jumper. So now, it's continuous, and that's what I want for a horn, because also, you can see it starts up right away, so I can do a quick honk. Something I also want to do here is I don't want this to be red because that looks bad on the scooter. I want it to be black like the rest of it. So we're going to take this off there. And then we can take the horn off, which this is the horn. This one looks very different from the last one. So you can see this is what this one looks like. So I want to paint this, so first I'm going to clean it off. It's a little dusty, and then give it a little paint job. Okay, so I've got everything I need to paint here. This needs the front painted and a little bit of the back where it will be visible around the box, as well as the back side of this mounting plate. And I'm going to paint the box itself. This is a 4/11/16 box. This is this will fit on multiple things, but this just looks best as it closest matches the size. I know this isn't waterproof, and well, I don't really care, seeing as this isn't mounted on any box. So these things all will get painted. And for this, I did wash it off with soap because sometimes these things are oily from their manufacturing. Got me some black paint here. Okay, that's all that's actually going to be visible. Alright, this thing's pretty much dry enough now where I'm going to drill holes in it for these U-bolts. I bought a few different sizes because I wasn't sure which ones were going to work. I bought these big ones to maybe go around the bottom, and these skinny ones to go around the stem. But those skinny ones weren't enough to reach around this stem, and the fat ones weren't fat enough to reach around here. Plus now I realized if I did, it kind of blocked my lights. So I'm putting it around the stem, but I'm going to use these ones to hold the box on for the back, and I'll have to cut these down, of course, but those should work. So I'll just put it as low as I can on the stem. I don't really ever turn on this light. It's just too much like, oh, look at me. I don't want that. So I just use these lights and that headlight. So I've marked this out where I want to drill this, so I'll do that now. Now I've marked where my U-bolts need to be cut. I've put some wraps of electrical tape around the stem to stop stuff from scratching up as bad. Okay, that's just hand tight. Now I'm going to put the bottom one on here. To cut that one longer. Sticking way out. Hopefully it's not an issue. If it is, I can trim it down some more. I think it'll be alright. Alright, so I've gotten that where I want it to be. It's straight on the handlebars, so I'm going to finish fully tightening it up now. The ratcheting end won't fit in, so I'm doing it the annoying way. Now next thing, this wire that runs from this device up to the new one is not long enough, so I'm going to have to replace that with a new longer wire. Now with the other side of this, I need to get it into this box here. So I'm going to cut it, leaving enough to go to our device. I could knock out the knockout, but I'd like to put it through one of those little ones if I could. Okay, so I've got a little hole there now. Because of the sharp edges on there, I'm going to install a grommet. Okay, that's the grommet installed. And there, her wiring will come up. I'm actually going to wrap it behind this just to keep things a little tidier. And there we go. I'm going to strip this a little longer. Okay, and now for our fire alarm device here. First we need to put on our back plate. I'm actually not sure with these which way they're supposed to go. Is this screw supposed to be at the top or the bottom? I can't remember. I'm putting it at the bottom because that's where the other one is, and I just think that looks better to me. Take these 4 832s out. Actually, the bottom ones, it's got the keyhole, so didn't need to remove them. This is why I painted this black on the back, because this is going to stick over. Okay, so this one doesn't have a strobe, so we don't want to connect to the strobe terminals. We want... Should have probably left this a little longer so I could show you guys. If I wanted to get really fancy, I could put the little spade connectors on here. That's horn positive and negative. Should latch on the top there. And we can tighten this screw at the bottom. That original screw was messed right up, so I just had to use my own. I'm going to put the advance back on down here because I want both my horns. Alright, now let's see what this sounds like. Let's hear first just the advance. Okay, you can't really hear just the advance, just the new one. Alright, that sounds good. Let's hear both. That is really loud. That's awesome. Now this here is cool. These horns are good. They're really nice and loud, don't get me wrong. This here would have been something really fun to do. We'll just turn it up halfway. This here is my police siren. I had this on my bike. I had this, like, my longtime viewers would remember this. I've had this forever. I put this when I was in 8th grade. The problem is it's too much power for this battery. You need something like a sealed lead acid. Run like a 3rd volume, that's probably good. Fuck, that is loud. I'm turning it way down.
Hello? Hello? Get out of the way!
Oh, we're too close.
Hello?
This thing's awesome, and like, that's all the way up. I'll go like 2/3. Oh, that like hurts. Like you can feel like it hit you. Like, you can feel it in your chest.
Get out of the way!
I really wanted that on the scooter. I had this on my bike, and that was fun. That was like, oh my god, you could mess with people so good when I had this on my bike. Oh, those are good memories. But yeah, I had this thing mounted on the front of my bike. I had this on my handlebars in a box. I wanted to do it on this here too, but this thing's like super heavy, and this, I don't want that part getting wet. And it takes too much power for that battery, so I need a bigger battery. Anyways, I don't know. This thing's awesome. I need to do something with it again. Well guys, that's my video on my fire alarm horn. No, it's not much compared to that. Maybe I'll still do something. Let me know if you guys have recommendations and what you think I should do with this next here. Anyways guys, that's going to be it for this one. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave those down below. And if you do enjoy the channel, make sure to subscribe. Also, if you are interested, I do have an Instagram account at Pickle7Harder for bonus content and stuff posted earlier than you'd see it on the YouTube channel, that sort of thing. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching.